Do you dream of working in healthcare, but worry your English isn't ready for the job? Welcome to English Express, the show where real-world English meets real-world careers. I'm your host, and today we're unlocking the language of U.S. medical billing. In less than 15 minutes, you'll master key billing terms, practice a real phone conversation, and get pro tips on sounding confident. Sound good? But first, let's set the scene. Imagine you're at a new job facing words like denial or billing code. Not sure what they mean? That's about to change. We'll break it down step by step using analogies like claim is your bill's ticket and denial is the no entry sign. Ready to boost your medical career? Let's dive in. Let's kick things off with essential words you'll hear every day as a medical biller. First up, claim. Think of it like a request you're asking insurance to pay for a patient's care. Example, I submitted a claim for John Smith's surgery. Next, insurance. This is the company that pays medical bills, like a financial safety net. Example, we need to contact the insurance for approval. Patient ID is the unique number for each person, like a library barcode. But for patients, please enter the patient ID before processing the claim. And denial, that dreaded word, it means the insurance won't pay, like a job application rejection. We received a denial for that procedure. Last, billing code. This is a number that tells insurance what service was done. Think of it as a product code for healthcare. Enter the billing code 99213 for the visit. Let's go through them one more time. Claim, insurance, patient ID, denial, billing code. Got them? Now, how do these terms connect? Picture the journey like a relay race. It starts with a claim your baton. The patient ID ensures the right runner. The billing code tells which track to follow. Insurance waits at the finish line, deciding if you win or get a denial. You might wonder, can a single mistake stop the race? Absolutely. One wrong billing code can lead to a denial. Here's the trick. Double check patient ID and billing code before you submit. That's your safety net, like checking your ticket before boarding a train. Mastering these connections means fewer errors and faster approvals. Who doesn't want that? Let's step into a real conversation. Imagine you're the medical biller, calling the insurance company. Listen closely. I'll say it once, then repeat it more slowly. Biller, hello, I'm calling regarding a claim. Insurance agent, sure, can you provide the claim number? Biller, yes, it's 12345. Now, slower. Biller, hello, I'm calling regarding a claim. Insurance agent, sure, can you provide the claim number? Biller, yes, it's 12345. Notice two technical terms. Claim, the request, and claim number, like a tracking number for a package. This pattern is everywhere in billing. Let's break down that dialogue. Why does each line matter? When the biller says, I'm calling regarding a claim, it's setting the topic just like titling an email. Clarity is key. The insurance agent asks for the claim number. It's not just a formality, it's how they find your information instantly, like scanning a barcode at the supermarket. You might worry, what if I forget the claim number? No problem. Just say, let me check the file and get back to you. Professional and calm. Every exchange is a puzzle piece in clear communication. That's how you build trust and solve billing issues fast. Ever wondered what a medical biller actually does day to day? Think of them as the translators between hospitals and insurance companies. Billers gather information names, patient IDs, billing codes, and turn patient visits into claims. It's like assembling a care package with all the right labels. Without accurate billing, clinics might not get paid. One missing detail? The whole process stalls, like missing a piece of a jigsaw puzzle. You might ask, isn't it just paperwork? Actually, it's problem solving, communication, and attention to detail all rolled into one. This role keeps the financial lifeblood of healthcare flowing, so your English skills here really matter. Let's talk about where you might work as a medical biller in the US. Options range from hospitals and private clinics to billing companies and even remote jobs from home. Think of it as different branches of the same tree, all connected to patient care. Some billers specialize in one type of insurance, others handle many. Specialist is like a chef with a favorite recipe, while generalist is a chef with a whole menu. You may be thinking, can I move up in these roles? Definitely. Starting as a biller, you can grow into supervisor, coder, or even revenue cycle manager. Mastering English opens doors across this career ladder. Why does English fluency matter so much in medical billing? Imagine trying to solve a puzzle with missing instructions. Billing is built on precise communication. If you mishear denial as approval, payments get delayed. That's like mixing up green and red lights when driving. Technical terms like deductible, the amount the patient pays before insurance, and adjustment, a change in the amount paid, are everyday language in this role. You're probably thinking, but what if my accent's strong? Clarity is more important. Slow down, repeat keywords, and ask for confirmation. That's how pros do it. Strong English skills mean fewer mistakes and faster promotions. That's your ticket to job security. Time for some hands-on practice. Repetition is your best friend when building new skills. I'll say each phrase twice, first at a normal pace, then slowly. Ready? Repeat after me. I'm calling regarding a claim. Again, slower. I'm calling regarding a claim. Can you provide the claim number? Again, slower. Can you provide the claim number? Use these phrases until you can say them confidently, like a pro athlete practicing their moves until it's muscle memory. Let's talk about common mistakes, because everyone makes them, especially when learning English for billing. Mixing up numbers, like typing 1, 2, 3, 5, 4 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is as easy as swapping socks in the dark. That's why verification double-checking information is a biller's best tool. Another pitfall, using the wrong term. Confusing denial with deductible can send the claim back for corrections, wasting your time and the patient's. Now, you might ask, what's the fix? Easy. Read back numbers out loud, use checklists, and don't rush. Billing is a marathon, not a sprint. Remember, accuracy and clear communication are your superpowers in this job. If you're feeling nervous about English on the job, you're not alone. Everyone starts somewhere, and progress comes from practice. Try this. Set aside 5 minutes daily to repeat billing terms. Consistency is more powerful than cramming. It's like watering a plant a little every day instead of dumping a bucket once a month. Use flashcards or apps to test yourself. And don't be afraid to role-play conversations aloud, even if it's just with your pet or the mirror. Here's a technical trick. Record your voice, then listen back. Notice any words that need clarity? Adjust and try again. That's how top speakers improve. Confidence grows with every repetition. Soon, what felt challenging will become second nature. Let's wrap up with 3 takeaways. First, mastering core billing terms gives you a strong foundation. Second, real conversation practice helps you sound natural and professional. Third, daily repetition builds both skill and confidence. Here's your action step. Practice the phrases from today's episode out loud 3 times each. Make it a habit, not a chore. Wondering what's next? In our next episode, we'll tackle trickier topics like appeals and prior authorizations, the secret sauce for billing pros. You won't want to miss it. Remember, terms like adjustment and deductible are just tools. Use them well, and you'll build a strong career step by step. If you found this helpful, subscribe to English Express and never miss a lesson. Your future in healthcare starts now.